A special place in the hearts of fans has always been reserved for Josie Brooklyn Duggar, who is the youngest member of the Duggar generation. Josie was born prematurely in December 2009 at barely 25 weeks of gestation and weighed only 1 pound 6 ounces. Her dramatic entrance into the world was aired to millions of viewers on the television show 19 Kids and Counting. Throughout the course of the Duggar family's long-running television narrative, her miraculous survival, struggles with emotional health, and gradual development became one of the most compelling storylines. But this week marked the beginning of a fresh new chapter, and fans could hardly believe what they were seeing. In a video that was both unusual and unanticipated, Josie made an appearance that has left her longtime followers completely and utterly surprised. The video was published on social media by one of her elder siblings. Josie, who is now 15 years old, is no longer the adorable little sister who plays in the background of family scenes or the small preemie who wears pink. In the video, which was shot during a very unremarkable gathering of the Duggar family, she enters the picture with self-assurance, laughing, conversing, and even playing the piano with a level of maturity and flair that is unexpected. Almost immediately, the comment area was flooded by fans, with one of them writing, "Wait, that's Josie?" Another person exclaimed, "She's grown up so quickly." Nevertheless, what actually astonished the audience was not just her development, but also the self-assurance and independence that she displayed. A change in the teenage years. Josie appeared to be something other than the timid youngster that many people remembered. She was wearing a fashionable and modest denim dress, and her hair was styled in delicate waves. During the time that she was joking around with her cousins and playing a brief piano melody without any apprehension, her voice boomed out, becoming increasingly powerful and self-assured. According to the comment left by a fan on the video, she was always sweet, but so quiet. She appears to be a completely different person now. She is so poised. The video was shared on Instagram stories by her sister Johanna Forsyth, and it contained footage of the Duggar siblings getting together in the backyard for a relaxed day filled with snacks, music, and quality time together as a family. When Josie stepped up to the keyboard that had been set up under the patio and began playing a beautiful rendition of Amazing Grace, however, all eyes instantly turned to her. The camera only focused on her smiling face for a little moment, but that was all it needed for the internet to spin absolutely out of control. In a letter, a supporter stated, "She is not just healthy, she is thriving. It is truly a miracle. I couldn't help but cry when I saw her in that state." How a micro preemie became a teen movie star. Josie Duggar, who was born amid the height of the Duggar celebrity, became a symbol of hope, endurance, and prayer for the family's following, which is comprised of predominantly conservative Christians. The early struggles she faced with her health were well publicized, and Michelle Duggar recounted with tears the time they felt they could lose her. For such a long time, it was a matter of life and death. Michelle once revealed in a Counting On special, "We watched her struggle for every breath that she took. Through months spent in the neonatal intensive care unit NICU, oxygen tubes, therapy sessions, and unending prayers, Josie gradually became stronger. Over the course of her life, she made intermittent appearances in front of the camera, frequently with her mother or one of her older siblings assisting her in navigating the world. But her appearances were fleeting, and her development appeared to be slower than that of her siblings at times. This was most likely owing to the trauma she experienced as a result of her premature birth. Not only was it a moment of triumph for the Duggar family, but it was also a moment of triumph for every fan who had followed her journey from the very beginning. Seeing her today, feeling secure, eloquent, and carrying herself with such self-assurance, was a moment of triumph. Do you hear her own voice? When Josie made her most recent appearance, the thing that astonished many people the most was her voice. Not just physically, but also symbolically. Despite the fact that she didn't speak for very long, the few sentences that she did say were sufficient to indicate that she is developing her own opinions and identity. When one of her nieces asked Josie in jest whether she would like to become a YouTuber like Jessa, Josie giggled and responded, "I might. On the other hand, I believe that I would prefer to do music videos or something else that is enjoyable rather than movies of me cleaning." A burst of laughter was heard from the group as a result of the cheeky statement, and viewers were able to pick up on the subtle indication that Josie might not be following the same route as her older sisters after all. According to one of the comments, she has a spark. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if she deviates a little bit from the norm. For a very long time, it has been expected of the Duggar females that they will pursue a traditional path, which includes homeschooling, modesty, early marriage, and motherhood. However, over the course of the past few years, a few of the girls, such as Jill and Jinger, have started to gradually distance themselves from the more stringent aspects of their upbringing. Is it possible that Josie, the youngest member of the family, is currently on a separate path as well? A life in a house that is quieter. Because many of her siblings have grown up and moved out, Josie now resides in a version of the Duggar home that is significantly less noisy overall. Both the nightly dinners with 19 people and the chore rotations have been eliminated. Josie and her two sisters, who are the closest in age to her, Jennifer and Jordan, are the primary residents of the house at the moment. Although some people believe that the curriculum has become less rigorous over the years, Michelle, who is now in her mid-50s, continues to homeschool her daughters. The childhood of Josie has been significantly different from those of her older siblings, according to the explanation of a family friend. She has matured in a more private manner. Additionally, I believe that Michelle is parenting in a slightly different manner this time around because of all the changes that have occurred within the family. With Josh Duggar's scandal and subsequent imprisonment, as well as the official discontinuation of Counting On, the Duggar family has, in fact, kept a much lower profile since the incident and imprisonment. There is a significant decrease in the number of group outings, picture opportunities, and media interaction. On the other hand, for Josie, that could have served as a blessing in disguise. One of the insiders continued by saying, "She has had room to grow without the spotlight. And now, at long last, we are able to observe the outcome." How does Josie Duggar plan to proceed? What exactly does Josie's future have in store for her? It is the most important question. Fan speculation is already underway, despite the fact that she is still young. There are many who say that she has the potential to be the next Duggar to break away from tradition since she possesses musical talent, a blossoming sense of humor, and a twinkle in her eye. One of the users pondered, "I just can't see her not going to college. Perhaps even beginning a music channel or a podcast," she said. What she possesses is truly remarkable. Considering how dispersed the Duggar siblings have gotten over the years, some people are hoping that she maintains her strong relationship with her family. Others want her to write a book, share her experience in the neonatal intensive care unit NICU from her own point of view, or even lobby for preemie awareness. There is one thing that is certain. Josie is maturing into her own person, and she is doing so with grace, courage, and that hallmark Duggar resolve. This is true regardless of the route that she chooses. A reaction of joy and surprise from the fans. Within a matter of hours after the video went viral, followers of Duggar could be found sharing their emotional responses across various networks. "It is clear to me that I prayed for her when she was first born. Now that you are seeing her, it simply hits you. You are such a courageous young lady. She is absolutely cute, and it is obvious that she have a creative spirit. Seeing a different side of her is a lot of fun right now. Bring on more Josie, please. We are cheering for her success." The video was reposted by Johannah Duggar, who added a heartfelt caption that said, "She is maturing rapidly and exceeding all of our expectations." The hashtag, #LitleMiraClebicHeart, a fresh start for the Duggar girls. As the Duggar family continues to develop and as more of the sisters come into the forefront in their own unique ways, Josie's appearance marks the beginning of a new chapter in the family's history. The tenacity, warmth, and spark that Josie possesses are once again attracting attention, despite the fact that she may not have been the most prominent, the oldest, or the most highlighted. Not only is her transformation from a micro-preemie to a self-assured adolescent a significant time for her family, but it is also a moment that every Counting On fan should rejoice over. Josie Duggar's family is a family that is full of stories, and it is possible that her family is the most quietly powerful of all the stories.